Thank you.
Yes.
Is it okay to ask questions now?
Yes.
Thank you. The other times that we talked, you really helped me. I just wanted to pay you honor and respect for that.
Much appreciated. You are a very advanced soul. You are shaman.
Thank you.
You are great question asker, sense of wonder, sense of curiosity. This is your vehicle through spiritual growth. You are doing very well with this.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I wanted to tell you about some visions that I've had and see if you can give me light on the visions. And the first one, I was up in Colorado to where I did a meditation on animal spirit guides. And I saw, the first one was a cougar. And first I saw its head, and then at first I didn't believe it or denied it, and when I accepted it, it came out to where I seen its legs, and it came up to my right side, circled around me, and then came up to my left side, and we started walking, and all I saw was like we were on a red road with in between these two red mountains and like rocky mountains, and we went walking down this path, and we started walking towards this white light, and then everything was dark except for this white light. Then as we got closer, this white light turned into a white mist, and this white mist, this white horse come running out, and it kind of startled me because this white horse was running as fast as it could run, and ran straight to my face, and I looked up, and there was a blue sky, clear blue sky, and an eagle was soaring, and I was like looking down watching everything, and I've kind of put pieces together to where like the red represented a red road, and the white mist might represent like the fog. And can you shed any light on that?
Yes. The horse represents your spiritual power. You think horsepower. This is symbolic in your world, but it is really spiritual power, which this symbolizes for you. Also symbolizes love, which is what horse represents to you. And that horses are very loving, and you have great love for horses. And they assist you in moving forward in your growth. And the love is the spiritual power. The eagle represents, as you spoke earlier, of rising above. Rising above that which is unpleasant in your world, that which may be negative, and allowing you to see it from above. See it from a more advanced, loving point of view. You receive these visions as part of your shaman journey. For lots of times they happen randomly, but you are getting to the point where you can call these visions at will. Call them when you want them for guidance for yourself and for others. You will use these to help yourself and to help others and to guide others and to heal. Continue on the path that you are on, and you will watch this unfold.
Thank you.
Yes.
And the other vision I had, I took a class on chakras, and then I took a class on animal spirit guides because I had questions on those other three. And at the end of the class, we meditated and asked to see our spirit guides. So I meditated and I asked God if I could meet one of my spirit guides, and I assumed I was going to meet one of those three again. Well, a seal popped up, and I was underwater. It swam up face to face, and all I felt was this love. And the person giving the class had asked it its name, so I asked it its name. I said Misha, and then but before I asked it its name, in the background underwater there was this rainbow, and she swam off in the rainbow. I did like a figure eight, came back, took me, and we both swam in the rainbow, did like a little figure eight type deal, came back, then I asked it its name. I said Misha, and the person giving the class had asked it if it has a message for you. I said, do you have a message for me? She said, for me to love myself. Then it said, ask it if it has anything for you. I said, do you have anything for me? And she didn't say anything. And so it was the end of the meditation. And so I went home, I looked up Misha, and Misha means alive. And then I found out the rainbow is the color of the chakras. But I always wondered what that meant for her when she swam in the rainbow, because I think there's some kind of lesson with like maybe dancing in the rainbow. And then yesterday when I went to go see my horse, I kind of connected with the rainbow, and I don't know if I'm missing some kind of life lesson with connecting to the rainbow. Can you give me any guidance on that?
Start with balancing your chakras, which will also help you to balance your emotions. Which will in turn also help you to connect with the colors. Connect with each color, with what each color represents, and express that, and allow it to express through you as you clean and clear your chakras, and allow that energy to flow through you. For each color has attributes associated with it, and also has a god and a realm associated with that. You will connect with the various realms as you are a shaman. And shamans do this. They travel between the realms. You will visit these realms and you will learn from them. It is all the white light. The rainbow is connected to the white light. The rainbow is part of the white light. And as the white light expresses itself in different ways, this is what this represents. The white light expressing itself in different ways as the rainbow. The different aspects of it. The different parts of it. And as above, so below. As the white light, which is God, expresses itself in the different ways, in the different colors of the rainbow, so do you. You express these different colors, these different energies, and you bring them together in the white light. You master these different energies, which helps you master your life, helps you grow, helps you initiate your sense of wonder. You visit these various realms and you learn from them. You learn and explore these new worlds. You build upon this. And eventually, you teach this.
Thank you.
Yes.
And when my dog passed away from the vet's office, they sent me a little poem about when animals pass away, they cross over the Rainbow Bridge. And then on Facebook right at the same time, somebody posted about when animals pass away, they cross over the rainbow. And then like on TV or in books, they mentioned that when people pass over, they go over the rainbow. Is there anything with that, going over the rainbow when you pass away?
Yes, you not only go over the rainbow, you go through the rainbow. That you bring these colors together back into the white light. You travel back to the light. This is what this is speaking of. Bringing the colors which came from the white light back to the white light. Into the oneness. This is what this represents, the different colors. They seem like different colors, but they're all the white light. They're all one. This is what this speaks of.
Thank you.
Yes.
Beautiful. And then after our first session, you talked about the clock and the past lives, and my spirit guides helped me by beating on the drum, and I had a little vision of, I believe it was of past lives, where I saw kind of I believe it was 4. So I was going to tell you about what I saw and see if you can give me some guidance. And I was beating on a drum, and I saw a younger man, probably his 20s, 30s, and it looked like I saw Mayan temples, and it was all in white, and the people I saw, I come walking out like of a temple, and all the people that I saw were in white, and he was real happy, full of joy, and it looked like he was like a priest, holy man type person. And I left that person, and then I seen a plains Indian on a horse that looked like a Dalmatian dog, a leopard print horse, and he come riding up. He hopped off the horse, and I would describe that man as like a shaman, holy man, medicine man, and he walked in a teepee, and to me that man was like a very serious type focused person. And then I seen like a knight's shiny armor, and I didn't see a person, I just saw a suit of armor, and it's very shiny. And then I seen this French symbol, and then I seen this French musketeer, and with the energy of a person, with the hat with the feather. And then I woke up because the drum beater I was using, part of it fell off, and I snapped, woke up. Can you give me any guidance on that?
Yes. What you see, this is all you. This is descriptions of you, different parts of yourself that you are seeing. The knight, the musketeer, this represents like a hero, like a knight in shining armor of light, helping, healing, also being a spiritual warrior. Not so much fighting with people, but cleansing areas, space, help removing negativity, and in cases helping remove negative spirits. As a hero, and the horse is again representative of your power, your spiritual power, and moving forward, and the love.
So was it past lives or the aspects of me as a person?
Both.
Oh, okay. I was a knight in a past life.
Yes. But also, you bring this past life to who you are now. And that is a part of you.
Were those ancestors that I could like look up and find who I was in a past life?
Not physically look up, but you can connect with them in your meditations.
Okay.
Connect with their energy.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, and then right after I did that vision meditation, I woke up like the next day, and I saw a picture of a giraffe, which is my animal totem of my foot chakra. Just saw the face of one, and then I heard a voice in my head that says, "Rise, Sir Galahad." And that confused me, and so I went and looked up Sir Galahad, and I read that there was a fictional character, that if Jesus Christ was a knight, it would be the embodiment of Sir Galahad. He was like the purest knight there could ever be. And then I went to go see my horse, and I would always pray, and I'd listen for a message. And this day I heard the word grace, and I really didn't know what that word meant. So I went out to go get my horse, and it was just finished raining, and I couldn't see the horses anywhere, and there was a pond out where the horses are. Well, I stopped and took a break because something was wanting me to go to the pond. While I was standing there, I figured I'd connect to the pond. And so I just took some deep breaths, relaxed. Well, this angel came down and hovered above the water, but still was in the air. And I asked it its name, because in the class you said ask him the name, and I heard Ariel. And I said, how come I can't see you in this room? And I don't know if it was a male or female, but I'll say she. And it says, because I'm in another dimension. And I felt like I should take my shoes off because I felt like I was standing on holy ground. So I took my boots and socks off. And she said, come into the water. So I walked into the water, and I got like a little lesson on walking into the water. It was like walking into another dimension, because I walked from one element and I walked into another element, the element of water, but I could still see my feet, even though my body was in an element of air. I could see my feet, they were in the element of water. And she said, kneel. And I went to kneel on both knees, but I felt like I was supposed to kneel on one knee. And I felt like she blessed me. And then I felt like she said, go enjoy the rest of the day with your horse. So I went to go get my horse, and then I was just thinking, was that real, or did I just imagine it? And then I went to the barn, and two girls showed up. That one girl boards there, and she introduced me to her friend, and she said, this is my friend Ariel. So that was like an affirmation. And then the next day, I was getting ready to go see my horse, and I was praying, and I felt like Ariel was connecting with me. And something made me open up the Bible. When I opened up the Bible, it was on Isaiah 29:1, and it started with, "O Ariel," and it goes on. And so I got on my knees, I started thanking God. I felt with this awesome spirit all around me. And so I got connected with this Ariel. Can you give me any guidance on that, what's going on, or anything?
Yes, you do very well to receive these visions, to be open up to them. This itself is the guidance, guiding you to pursue your spiritual path. As you walk through the elements, you are mastering the various aspects of them, just as you are the aspects of the colors, the attributes of them. You are connecting on the angelic realms. Continue as you are doing on this path of receiving these messages. You only listen, and you will be guided. And this is what you are doing. You're yearning for spiritual growth. This is how you achieve this. You are asking for it. This is how you achieve this. You are moving forward in this. Connect with this Ariel. Ariel is an archangel. Look this up and pursue the Archangel Ariel. Pursue works of Dr. Doreen Virtue. You will learn much from Dr. Virtue in her connection with archangels. Read on Archangel Ariel and meditate on this. Look for Song of Ariel. I hesitate to say more because in your own pursuit of this knowledge, you will be guided. You will be guided better than the words that I can tell you regarding this matter.
And when I opened up the Bible and I was on Isaiah 29:1, and when I was just full of joy, and I asked her, how come yesterday I saw you in the other dimension, but today I don't? And she said, because I'm in spirit. And so I was kneeling, and then she said, rise, because I knelt down, and she said, rise, Sir Tony, rise, Sir Galahad. Or that's what I heard in my head. And so that told me, or I think it told me, when I woke up the other day when I heard rise, Sir Galahad. So I think that's where that came from, because that was a complete mystery to me. So I was trying to figure out what that came from.
Rise to your Christ consciousness. Yeah, and that's what you are doing. You are rising into your Christ consciousness. And you are doing so in the form of Sir Galahad, in this form of the hero, this great hero that we speak of. Part of your shaman path, but this is bigger than even the shaman path, is this hero, this metaphor, this representation of being the hero. Different than hero that you see in your movies. This hero as a healer, this spiritual warrior and healer. Healer and teacher. Spreading love and light. You are this Sir Galahad. You are this hero. Do this. This is your connection to your Christ consciousness.
Thank you.
Yes.
And one of my questions is from our first session, and you said I was an indigo kid. And so I went home and I searched that up, and I couldn't find any genius thing, because it talked about kids are geniuses, and I couldn't find any connection, but it talked about sensitivity, and I've always been sensitive to where I have to hide it, because I'm real sensitive to people. And can you give me any guidance to where, like, anything that I'm not aware of, any gifts or talents or anything that I could expand on?
Yes. You are the great question asker. This is very important, as you and Paul spoke earlier, of your asking questions, of your sense of wonder. This is how you grow spiritually, is through your wonder. When you described yourself in that state of joy, opening that book, it was because this stimulated your sense of wonder. This is your pursuit. This is your curiosity. This is how you grow. In your last session, I spoke of how important it is to express yourself, because you express yourself fully, because this is God expressing itself. And this is what you are doing through your sense of wonder. is expressing yourself. And you do this well. This is the genius. The genius is really the focus. You notice those in your world who you consider genius. What are they? They are ones who are focused. And this is you. And your sensitivity comes naturally as you do not block this. Everyone is sensitive, but they block this. You are open to this. And this stimulates your sense of wonder, which stimulates your spiritual growth, helping you to connect to your Christ consciousness.
Thank you. And since we talked, I've been trying to connect and asking all my spirit guides, animal guides' names, and trying to connect with them. And when our first session, I was using the word Pegasus for the white horse with wings, and now I know it's a unicorn. It's a white horse with a unicorn with wings, and I've connected with it. And I asked it its name, and it's Uriah. And I went out in my yard. I buried a white cedar chest by these apple trees. I have apple trees in my backyard. And because I read this book by Ted Andrews, and that's one of the things you do when you connect with a unicorn. And I planted some rose essential oil in the cedar box. And the very next morning, when I woke up, I heard these real light, gentle bells. And and then one of my visions before we met Paul was, I was out in the pasture where the horses are at, and I was just relaxing and connecting with the earth and the sky element. And I seen white buffalo, and behind him was the white unicorn with wings, but just standing there, and we were up in the clouds. Well, white buffalo saw me. He made the gesture for me to follow him, and I had my eyes closed. When we were up in the clouds, I took about 2 steps, and I opened my eyes because I was in the pasture. And anyway, I just wanted to tell you that and see if any guidance on that. And I'm kind of confused, how's white buffalo connected with a unicorn or anything, or Ariel, or
White buffalo helps you make the connections. This is a part of you. It's like a job, like a purpose that you have, which is bringing forth this shaman, this traveler between the worlds. You're doing quite well with this. In your exploration. You're traveling between the worlds and connecting with these individuals, these beings and these creatures, like the Pegasus, like the unicorn. You're connecting with them. You do what many people try to do. You have already accomplished this in that you make what is in your imagination real because it is real. It is more real than your physical reality. And you continue to do this. You make your imagination real. Continue to do this. Continue with these visions. This is part of your shaman path. You will be great teacher someday. You will be writer. Write down what happens to you and share this. Compile your visions together in a book. I see you as doing this someday, creating a book of your visions.
I had a question on white buffalo, and because they're like the Lakota people, the Sioux people. They're like main God spirit, if I'm saying that word right, is like the sacred white buffalo calf woman. But they see her as a woman, and they came to earth, taught them like the sacred pipe and all their spiritual teachings. But when I see this spirit guide, it's a male. When I asked Paul at the store, he said it's the same spirit. So I'm kind of confused. But in the spirit, we're all male and female energy.
Yes, and this is the male energy aspect of this. In the sacred pipe, this was the white buffalo calf woman giving birth to this knowledge, releasing it, bringing it to the world. As the male energy is action. You are acting with this knowledge and bringing it out into this world, putting it into practice. You are bringing the male energy aspect to this. You are also bringing the intellect part of this, the words of it, the description of it. Well, they experienced it. They experienced it first. Now you are describing it. You are bringing it through description. And then it will go back to experience, and it goes back and forth from the male and female energies. From the experience back into the words. You can describe something into words, but you must also experience it. You do this both. You experience it and you describe it. But this is mainly what is going on here with the male energy aspect of it, is you are bringing it into action.
I broke down crying thinking about this a couple of times. And one because I was confused, and the other one because how come I was picked for him to be my spirit guide?
Because you have great lessons to teach. You are a great teacher. You are a great shaman, a great visionary. And you are to bring much light to this world. You challenge with this. you have trouble with this because you still have shyness, because you still have some fear about doing this. Like you are not good enough, like you do not deserve this. But you are feeling this because it is a weakness which you will make into a strength. And you will feel like you deserve this, and you will be thankful for it, and you will experience joy from it in being this visionary, bringing this knowledge forth. Pay attention to your process. The process in which you get these visions. Because, yes, although these visions are important, what's more important is that you get them, more than the actual vision themselves. And you are getting these visions. And pay attention to the process in which you get them. What happens? What do you do when you get these visions? Before you get these visions? How do you feel when you get these visions? Pay attention to this. Pay attention to this and share with others how you get these visions. Ask others who get visions how they get the visions. Learn from this and teach this. Master this so that you can initiate these visions anytime you wish.
Thank you.
Yes.
And, my horse, I got when I was real depressed. My dad passed away, and it just kind of just happened. I went up to Colorado, and that's when I first heard about Reiki. I sat down, I went to a metaphysical fair, and this lady talked about the horse in me. I have to be around horses and go on a horse ride. And when I already fell in love with this horse that's behind my house in a pasture. And I found out that the lady had to find a home for it. She was real young. She was white with these reddish spots all over her. And I found out it's called a Sabino. And Sabino. Anyway, I ended up getting her. And I looked up, and she had what they call a medicine hat. And I found everything out after I bought her. She is Sabino with the medicine hat. And I prayed, and I asked God to name her. And the name that He picked is called Princess of the Mist. And the first night, I put a saddle on her. I was taking pictures, and there's these white mist around her. And sometimes you can see faces and stuff in the mist. Sometimes I can't. And I think she has a gift about her. And this is my first horse. I'm just learning. And can you tell me anything about her or my connection with her?
Yes, this was your horse in a past life. Like a pet, but more than a pet. Like a guide, like an animal guide. Incarnates in the physical, but in spirit as well. Right now, she is in the physical, so that you may connect with her in the physical. But she will also be in spirit. you connect with this guide, helping you to reach this power, your spiritual power. Connect with this horse in spirit in your meditations and ride her through the spirit, through the realms. Although you do not need a vehicle, you do not need to use the horse as the vehicle to travel, you can fly. But do this anyway. Ride the horse as a symbol of using your spiritual power as a way of traveling. You will connect with other beings, other shamans on horses. This is kind of like a badge of honor. Like as you ride through the spirit realm and the other realms on the horse, and you connect with these other shaman on horses. This is a badge of honor, like part of their club, like you are one of them. Similar to angels with the wings. The wings are the badge of honor. For angels do not need wings to fly, but the wings are symbolic. This is like the horse and the riding of the horse. It's symbolic.
When I connected with the unicorn, and I asked it its name, and I asked if it had a message, it said fly. That's what I got from it. So I guess I just got to learn that skill.
Yes, the traveling from the realms. For each time you travel to the realms, you take a piece of that. You take a part of that with you. It adds to who you are. You will notice in your soulmate course, the soulmate class, on CD from Paul, he has a meditation which I brought through, in which you travel to the realm of love. You travel to the realm of Aphrodite, the goddess of love. And this is what happens in this technique. You travel to the realm of love. You meet with the goddess of love. You take on this energy. This energy becomes a part of you. And this helps you to bring love to you, to bring a soulmate, because you have more of that love energy, because you came to its source, which is that realm. This is, if you will, how you will use this in practical terms. When you travel to the different realms, you can travel to realm of different types of energy to increase that energy in yourself and enhance your life. Now, you do not only do this. There are realms that you travel to purely for experience. There are so many realms just to travel to, just for the experience, for the joy of it. And this is what you will do. You will travel to these realms. You will master this. Master this out-of-body travel. And this will take you there.
And I can meditate with riding my horse and in these realms?
Yes.
Okay.
When you ride your horse in the realms, There will be times when you will connect with others riding horses.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And then I was wanting to ask, because I'm really connecting with the south part of the medicine wheel. And I was asking, which I saw a turtle represented the south, a crocodile, and I asked the turtle its name. It said Toby, which I looked up. It said God is good. And then I asked the crocodile its name, and it said Azure. And then I saw this huge dragon, and I already talked about it in our session. Well, that I'm connecting real strong with this dragon, and I'm getting the same name from the dragon, and I just listened to this audio book, and it talked about the doors. I can't think of his name. Anyway, I keep hearing this name everywhere, Azure. Is there something special about this name Azure, or something special about dragons? And you mentioned digging in the dirt, and I was too shy to bring that up once you talked to me, but I've been planting flowers all around my house, mulch, and picking out the weeds every day and watering the plants. So I've been doing it every day.
Yes. Overall, this is symbolic of something bigger. With the direction of south and the reptiles and the digging in the dirt. This is all symbolic of removing the negativity in the world. Where there's weeds, you're planting flowers. You're bringing beauty to the world. You're bringing light to the world. And this is ultimately what you are doing. And part of your shaman path and what you are doing in connecting on the earth, part of what you are doing through traveling to the different realms, is you are removing the negativity in the realms. You are removing the negativity in other realms that affects this one. And you will do this to help people. This is the ultimate purpose behind this vision and circle of events.
Thank you. That was all I had today.
Yes.
I appreciate it so much for your guidance.
Yes. You are a great guide to this earth.
Thank you.
You are a great visionary. And you will help many souls.
Thank you.
You will help bring much light to this world. Overcome your fear. Learn to see your beauty. Learn to not care about what others think. Because you are connecting with higher spirits. You are connecting with your Christ consciousness. If there are those that do not approve, their disapproval is not an expression of God. It is less expression of God. They are suppressing that in their disapproval. For if they had approval, this would be a greater amount of light that they are letting in. So do not let this affect how you feel or what you do. allow yourself to be who you are, regardless of what others think. And if they have a disapproval, just understand that this is issue that they have, and that they are suppressing their light. And this says nothing about you. And continue to be who you are. Because this is who you are, and you are expressing yourself and bringing greater light to this planet. You have much that you will learn and much you will teach. Continue on your path. For you are, if you will, on the right track. Now, thank you.
Thank you.